Legends without applause. Today, we tell the story of a victory that reshaped World War II, without medals, without headlines, and without the world ever knowing who truly made it possible. The Mediterranean Sea lies calm beneath a moonless sky. Vice Admiral Angelo Iachino, commander of the Italian Navy, surveys the waters with confidence. Aboard the battleship Vittorio Veneto, he commands the most powerful Italian naval force assembled since the war began: 4 destroyers, 3 heavy cruisers, and his flagship. Enough firepower to crush any British presence in these waters. The charts before him show British convoy routes near Crete. Everything is proceeding exactly as planned. What Admiral Iachino does not know is that 1,200 miles away, inside a cold, drafty mansion outside London, a 19-year-old woman has just noticed something that should not exist. A single mistake, a missing assumption, a repeated word that will doom his entire fleet. The Italian Navy's communications are protected by Enigma machines, personally supplied by Hitler to Mussolini. Their codes change daily. Mathematically, breaking them should be impossible. British codebreakers at Bletchley Park have been intercepting Italian naval traffic for 18 months. Nothing but random gibberish. Even with captured machines, the number of possible settings is so vast that cracking them would take longer than the age of the universe. Then, on March 25, 1941, a routine Italian naval message arrives, and someone sees what everyone else misses. Her name is Mavis Batey. She isn't supposed to be here. Born in Dulwich, South London, Mavis had been studying German Romantic literature at University College London when the war disrupted everything. She had no mathematics degree, no cryptography training, no military background, just fluency in German and a mind that noticed patterns where others saw chaos. She answered a vague wartime recruitment advertisement seeking young women with language skills. The interview consisted of a crossword puzzle and a few questions about secrecy. 2 weeks later, she found herself at Bletchley Park, Britain's most secret intelligence facility, working night shifts in unheated huts. Her supervisor was Dilly Knox, a legendary codebreaker who had cracked German ciphers in World War I. Even Knox, brilliant as he was, had failed against the Italian naval Enigma, until Mavis noticed something wrong. The intercepted message contains a single encrypted word repeated 3 times. That should never happen. Enigma encryption scrambles identical words into different outputs. Repetition means operator error, a human mistake. Mavis stares at the message. What word would appear 3 times in a naval transmission? Weather, coordinates, ship names? None fit. Then she realizes it might not be a real word at all. It might be padding. When radio operators don't have enough content, they sometimes add meaningless filler to complete a message. Germans often use X. What if the Italians use something similar? She walks into Knox's office at 3 a.m. He's asleep in his chair. "Sir," she says softly, "I think the Italians are making a mistake." Knox studies the message for 7 seconds. Then his eyes widen. "Good God," he whispers, "it's padding." If that repeated word is meaningless filler, it provides a foothold, a known fragment of plain text, the first crack in an unbreakable system. Knox assembles a team: mathematicians, cryptanalysts, and Mavis. They have 72 hours before the Italians change their Enigma settings and the window closes forever. The work is brutal. Even with a known word, they must determine wheel order, starting positions, ring settings, and plugboard connections, thousands of permutations. Mavis works without sleeping. Her approach isn't mathematical, it's intuitive. She tests combinations by hand, guided by patterns she had noticed in earlier messages. After 37 hours, she identifies a plugboard setting. 1 letter. But 1 letter is enough. By hour 51, they know the wheel order. By hour 63, the ring positions. At hour 68, just 4 hours before the reset, the Italian naval Enigma collapses. They've done the impossible. The first decrypted messages are mundane. The second is catastrophic, an operational order from Admiral Iachino. The Italian fleet is sailing to intercept British convoys south of Crete. Exact coordinates, exact timing. The message reaches Admiral Andrew Cunningham, commander of the British Mediterranean Fleet. His forces are outgunned. Vittorio Veneto alone outmatches anything he has. But now he knows everything. Cunningham makes a daring gamble. He orders his fleet to sea under complete radio silence. To the Italians, the British appear unaware. In reality, British commanders are reading Italian orders in real time. On March 28, 1941, Iachino's fleet spots British cruisers. He pursues them. What he doesn't know is that British battleships are racing in from behind. The cruisers are bait. At 10:22 p.m., British battleships emerge from the darkness at point-blank range. Searchlights illuminate the Italian cruisers Zara, Fiume, and Pola, frozen in shock. For 4 minutes, British guns fire at targets that cannot even see their attackers. By dawn, 3 heavy cruisers and 2 destroyers are destroyed. Over 2,300 Italian sailors are dead. British losses, 3 men. The Battle of Cape Matan is the most lopsided naval engagement of the modern era, and it happened because a 19-year-old noticed a word that should not exist. The Italians never discover the truth. They investigate spies, procedures, sabotage. They never suspect Enigma, because breaking it is impossible. They continue using the same system for the rest of the war, and Mavis Batey keeps reading their messages. After the war, she says nothing. The Official Secrets Act forbids it. She marries fellow codebreaker Keith Batey, raises 3 children, and becomes a respected garden historian. Her neighbors know her as a quiet woman who loves landscapes and old trees. Her own children learn about her wartime role from history books. Only in old age does recognition come. In 2009, at 81, she receives an OBE. No press, no ceremony, just as she prefers. She dies in 2013, aged 92. Today, Cape Matan is studied in every naval academy. What those studies often miss is this. The intelligence advantage came from someone no one expected to succeed. In 1941, women weren't welcome in military intelligence. They weren't supposed to solve impossible problems. But desperation created opportunity, and intuition defeated mathematics. The Italian naval enigma was unbreakable until someone questioned that assumption. Sometimes victory turns on a single observation. Sometimes the person who sees it is the one everyone underestimates. And sometimes that person changes history, then goes home to tend a garden. That is the story of Mavis Batey. Legends Without Applause exists to remember heroes like this, those lost in the noise of history, those who changed the world without recognition. We will never forget them. And this channel, Legends Without Applause, will continue uncovering stories of such heroes for the world, because some legends were never applauded, but they changed the world forever.